everybody, thanks for joining me today on my channel. My name is Chris with Christys Crafts, and today we are going to be traveling to Italy. This is the Umberto Gallery that is in Naples, Italy. This was a visit that I had through work back in July of 2010. So it's about time that we get this in the book. This gallery is absolutely beautiful. It was like four corners with all these skylights in there, and then everything was like marble, 2 stories, just absolutely beautiful building. So I just wanted to document the details of the building. So I have these 2 photos here that are just showing kind of some of the marble and the pillars, and also the skylights of the building. And you could see this domed building from the hotel that we stayed at, which was along the waterfront. So today I'm just to try and pick up that theme of the marble. I grabbed this paper pad from Park Lane. It's called Olivetta, and I'm using the marble colored background paper as my background, and then I'm just going to pull out the kind of the goldish colors and the navy blue. This is one of those layouts where it's just details, so I figured I could get away with using the lemons in there. You know, Naples does have a lot of citrus. I don't know about their lemon trees, but I know while we were there, we were drinking a lot of the blood red orange juice, which was absolutely amazing. And so I figured, you know, it's just a little touch with the lemons, and it does, your travel albums don't have to be all themey. And so I figured this was a great paper to use for this layout. And again, it brings out that light and airiness that you see in the background, you know, the pictures of the details of the windows, and it doesn't detract from what I'm trying to show, which is these beautiful skylights. So what I did was I just grabbed and made a band to have that pop of color coming up the right-hand side. And I did what I normally do when I have a horizontal and a vertical. It kind of leaves me a gap where I can kind of build off of. So in this case, I used a journaling card that I will use for my journaling about how beautiful it was to wander through this building. And then I'm just going to finish it off with using the back side of one of the papers for this green, and I'm just going to do a little banner. And so I'm just going to go ahead and glue those 3 down, and then I'll do what I typically do with banners is I'll just take a bead of glue and run that across to make it look like it's hanging, and I'll just stick my twine into it. Here I just have some and I don't know if it's just I use it for my tags. I think it's crochet thread or something like that. And then I just like to twirl the ends. And I'm just holding that down with a little Nuvo, and it's just a nice little touch. Not a lot of effort for it, you know. You don't have to go and buy special embellishments to make a pretty page. And here I'm just using one of the cut-aparts, and it just says thankful and grateful every day. And I was, back in 2010 when I got this job, the economy was really bad. You couldn't find a job, and I happened to stumble across this one when I was applying for unemployment and became a flight attendant. Never, ever, ever dreamed that that would be in part of my employment plans. You know, some people plan on doing that as a career. This was just, I was trying to fill out unemployment benefits, and there was no jobs for me to meet the requirements that we had for our state. And so I did it as a fluke and ended up landing into the best job for 3 years, where I flew around the world and saw these amazing things. So I was thankful and grateful for the job and for the everyday experiences I had of being able to travel around the world and trying to get these all documented. I think I'm up to my 4th album now of travel pictures from that 3 years that I spent working as a flight attendant and going to some amazing locations. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it up onto some dimensional foam adhesive and put that down in the corner. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just writing down the name of the gallery. I had looked it up beforehand and put it on the back of the picture and didn't want to forget how to spell it so I can do my title. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take these little gold corner tabs and put them in the outside corners of the photos, and that just brings a little bit more pop of color in here and kind of brings out that the glittery gold that's in that journaling tag and bringing out that color. Now I'm going through my yellow and my gold and loose embellishments, die cuts, and I'm just grabbing out what I think will work. So I grabbed this word beautiful, and because I mean, there's no other words to describe this building. And then I'm just grabbing out some random flowers and things like that. And then I think I grab out a couple airplanes, a little camera, and then I'll find a phrase that says my favorite photo. I don't know how you guys are, but when I'm scrapbooking, I love taking pictures of my family. But I think since I've started scrapbooking, I really found that I appreciate the details of a location now more than I did before. If you look back in pictures that I took before scrapbooking, you do your general line everybody up, take a picture, it was a random candid shot. Now with digital, you can actually go and get the close-up details and the things that make you awe-inspired when you walk into a building. So here, when I walked in, the skylights just amazed you. And so, we're able to capture that. So, is it my favorite photo of all photos? No. Is it a favorite type of photo? Yes. So I figured that really did work. I'm just going to throw the camera up there with it. And now I'm just going to figure out where to put the flowers. I was struggling at first with this long one. It just didn't look right with the banner. The banner was kind of covering a lot of it up. So I'm going to go ahead and move it to the top and make my cluster over by the my favorite photo, and then I'll come back and build down below again. So here I'm just kind of popping them behind. Now I'm just going and grabbing that other kind of floral, and I'm going to put that so it kind of overlaps, and then I'm just going to stick a little bundle there behind, and then I'll have the airplane flying. Now, obviously, this is not a picture of me in the airplane, but it represents the job that I had and being able to sightsee for the job. So I do throw a lot of airplanes in on just random pictures within my travel album. These albums are strictly work travel. They're not included with my normal everyday photos that I have with my husband and my family. This is strictly albums that are documenting that job, and it's kind of cool. So I'm taking these Paige Evans puffy letters, or actually they're foam letters, and I'm just going to spell out the name of the gallery. And I started to do it at the top, and then I changed my mind. Instead of saying Umberto Gallery Beautiful, I'm going to switch it up and have Beautiful Umberto Gallery. I thought it was a little bit more grammatically correct, and then I'm able to line that title up on top of the picture and use it to kind of keep everything straight. I love these thickers, but with the foam, you can tell that the letters kind of bend here and there. And so I did fuss around with them quite a bit, just trying to keep them straight. But I love the size of them and being able to fit everything in. Now I do have to scooch them over just a little bit because it was just a tad bit too long for the top of the photo. Whenever I have to have it go outside of the frame of the photo, I like to bring it to the inside. So having it touch the journaling card kind of pulls that all together as one element versus if I would have had the U hanging off the other end. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put a little dimensionals behind the corners of the My Photo card just to pop that up a little bit. I'm going to tuck in the florals up behind the word title, and then I'm going to nestle the word beautiful so that the descending F goes behind the double L's here on the title. And the last thing I think I'm going to put on there is a geotag that I'm going to put over the U, and that is going to be it for this layout. make sure that you check out everybody who's playing along, and we'll see you again on my channel.